And let's see here. Alright. So, what happened last time? I don't remember actually. What happened last time? Because I left it off in the, I left it off after a cutscene. And then, I came back, and now it's a new day for me in real life. And what happened? It's like there was a scene with Delita. He saved Ivalice from assassins and everything. The whole rescue fantasy. And also before that, something to do with, I guess, those siblings. Those siblings. Yeah, those what's her face? What's her name again? This gal. Rafa, and also the other guy. Marak, I guess, because he was the original guy that told us to go here in the first place, trying to go here to the castle, to trade the scriptures for our sister, because our sister Alma got kidnapped, I guess, and I guess he's working with the church, some kind of duke or whatever, some kind of noble is using Marak and Rafa, or was using her anyway, before she escaped, and working with the church, I assume. The Church of Glabados, I imagine. The people causing a lot of strife in Ivalice anyway. But speaking of which, speaking of the scriptures though, actually, because I was messing around, I go to Chronicle here. There's a variety of things here. Shows you how many people you killed. I also I guess you can watch old cutscenes and stuff as well. But let's see. Is there like a way to check? Because I was looking for my generic characters that I sent on an errand actually, and I read about, like, I was wondering if it got glitched out. As it turns out, there's some kind of glitch where if you have the like your generic characters on an errand while a chapter changes, they may get glitched out and stuck, and that would be great because I kept them for a reason, for like a side quest in the future. So that's why I looked up here, because you can look for like I don't know where it is exactly, but there was a menu here, or maybe not here exactly, not in the, not there, not here, or maybe some other thing. But like I was looking for like a menu that shows where they are. Maybe it's this. Yeah, it's feats. That's what it was. Click here. Normally there's like present, and it shows you all the errands you've done or whatever, and they're like mostly just text. It's not too interesting. A lot of them are just like maybe references to other games, or like just random side missions that have no real story to them. I also get like an artifact. I got the statuette of Lilith, which is again an extra thing. But what's really important is the scriptures. So these are the actual scriptures that you remember the option to, if you told Marak whether or not you read it or not. Technically, I guess it doesn't matter though. I think it doesn't change anything except maybe a dialogue option. Actually, I double checked, and actually it doesn't affect anything too significantly. But you can actually just read the scriptures for yourself, which I don't think I did before. I didn't know that. This is something I just kind of found out off screen by myself. But obviously, it's probably obvious to anyone who's ever played the game, maybe. I don't know. But apparently, you go read over here, and it might be a little bit long, but let's see. It's the Scriptures of Germanic, a historical account of Saint George's life recorded by his disciple Germanic. Its very existence has long been denied, and also acquired one Capricorn. I don't know what that means, but we can read the actual scriptures. And this is the thing that I believe Simon, the priest who died, I guess, Elder Simon, yeah, gave us to show us the real story of the Zodiac Braves. Apparently, the original story of Zodiac Braves was like it's like a shonen anime. It's like there was like 12 heroes who sealed the big bad evil demons or whatever, and then they had like 12 stones or whatever. They're like the Power Rangers. But actually, that's not true. Well, let's see. I opened the scriptures Germanic, entrusted to me by Elder Simon, and began to leaf through the pages. The words before my eyes were written in a holy script of the ancients. Several illustrations were scattered throughout, but many pages were missing or damaged, and the script was exceedingly difficult to decipher. I was deeply curious as to what knowledge lay within. As I was turning the pages, faintly penned letters in the modern Ivalician script occasionally caught my eye. Notes of an explanatory... I can't say words. Notes of an explanatory nature have been added here and there throughout the book. I guess little sticky notes, I guess, by Simon. Maybe? I wonder who might have written them. I would assume Simon, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't do it. It was somebody else. Because maybe Simon only found the book. He didn't actually read the book. Anyway. Judging by the faded ink, some entries were more than a decade old, while others seemed to have been penned only in the last few days. As I touched my finger to one of them, the writing smeared. The ink had yet to fully dry. Every note was written in the same hand, Elder Simon's. I suddenly realized he must have devoted a significant portion of his life to deciphering these scriptures. Line by painstaking line. Oh no, it is Simon. I relied heavily on his fragmentary notes as I continued reading. Apparently, the Holy Scripture had been recorded by Germanic, a disciple of Saint Ajora. Germanic. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Germanic? That name struck a familiar chord. Half-forgotten history lessons rose unabidden in my mind. And then I remembered. Germanic was a disciple who had betrayed his master, turning him over to the Holy Eudorian Empire. I was astounded that a librum penned by the same Germanic from my history lessons now rested in my very hands. I could hardly contain myself as I turned the pages. It's like a very exciting manga. And then I was assaulted by a shock far greater than the realization that I held a priceless historical artifact. Originally, I had thought the book to be no more than a collection of Saint Ajora's teachings, as recorded by Germanic. You know, like Aristotle or something, you know? What was it? I can't remember. Was it Plato that like wrote down Aristotle's like teachings or something? Or was it the other way around? I don't remember. Anyway, how unprepared I was to learn what it truly contained. This tome served as an account of Saint Ajora's life. The Saint Ajora described within was of a considerably different nature than the man about whom we have all been taught. I'd always known that Saint Ajora was no ordinary mortal. My faith in the Church of Glabados was not as profoundly complete as that of my lord brother Zalbag, yet I did believe that Saint Ajora was a child of the gods, descended from the heavens to deliver humanity from its self-inflicted chaos. Or should I say I had believed. All I had thought immutable was shattered upon reading the scriptures. You know, when you actually read the Bible, then you become an atheist or something. I don't know. So, I don't know. I have no real because I have no real interaction with Western Christianity at all. But I always hear from other people anyway. It's like a joke where like if you actually read the Bible, then you learn that maybe you're not so religious after all. I don't know. Anyway. Saint Ajora's birth came in the midst of a golden age of technology when airships plied the skies. He was born in Lazelia in the city of Bravinia. Moments after his birth, he rose to his feet and approached the well. Okay. Upon reaching his base, words of prophecy poured forth from his infant lips. A calamity shall soon befall this well. Seal it up at once, and none may drink of it. Some days later, the Black Death visited the town of Bravinia, and those who drank the well's tainted water succumbed to a plague and perished. Only those families who heeded the prophetic words of Saint Ajora were spared from death and malady. After the incident with the well, the people came to revere Saint Ajora as a portent of the miracle and a child of gods. But it was not until he reached the age of 20 that Saint Ajora would become the savior of Ivalice and take his place among the gods in paradise. Ivalice was not always united as it is today. Long ago, the realms were divided into 7 kingdoms: Fulham, Lionel, Limberry, Zilia, Galleon, Ziltenia, and Muland. Yeah, we kind of hear these kind of places, in Ivalice. I think we've been to a few of them already. Each warred of the others in a never-ending struggle to expand his own territory. This conflict had continued for centuries, until an ambitious young king rose to power in Muland. This young monarch dreamt of uniting all of Ivalice under his hand, but the road to victory was a difficult and dangerous one. The king turned to ancient tomes and the dark magics found within, summoning a demon from the netherworld to do his bidding. But once unleashed, the demon slew the king and set out to destroy the very world itself. It never works out when you summon demons, unless it's a sexy anime demon girl. Anyway, to combat this monstrosity, a great hero set out on a quest. Together with his 12 disciples, he collected the Zodiac stones that had been scattered throughout the world, and the Zodiac Braves were born again. The Zodiac Braves soon defeat the creature's minions and banish the demon back to its infernal plane, for this is becoming known as the saviors of our world. The stories are now a well-known legend. The Zodiac Braves have since appeared whenever the world balanced on the brink of catastrophe, only to vanish just as quickly once the crisis has been averted. Like a cliche Japanese RPG. Really, I mean, I feel like that's a reference to probably like an early Final Fantasy game. Where it's exactly that. There's like a big party of 12 people, but you can only use 4 for some reason. To beat the big bad guy. But similar catastrophe threatened the world in this time of Saint Ajora. The king of Limberry summoned a demon in the hopes of seizing control of all Ivalice, and once again plunged the world into chaos. He did it again, twice? And just as in the legend, Saint Ajora collected the 12 Zodiac Stones, and once again the Zodiac Stones arose to defeat the marauding demon. However, the sovereigns of any age have small tolerance of the interference of well-meaning heroes. Fearing the charismatic saint's growing influence, the Holy Eudorian Empire dispatched soldiers to capture him and his devoted followers. Pharism was a prevalent religion in that day, and its priests feared Ajora's growing influence. Ultimately, Germanic, the 13th disciple, was tempted by sordid coin, offering vital information that led to his master's capture. 13th disciple. I think there's some kind of thing in the real life in the Bible about something like that. Something about like one guy betraying, Jesus Christ or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, the saint was executed upon the gallows of Gogolada soon thereafter. But lest we forget, Saint Ajora was a child of the gods. The wrath of the heavens was swift and terrible. Immediately following the execution, Malund, the center of Pharaoh's teachings, was visited by a terrible cataclysm and sank into the sea. Saint Ajora then ascended to paradise to take his rightful place among the gods. This was the legend with which I was familiar, the very same tale told to every child of Ivalice. But the Saint Ajora described within the scriptures of Germanic was a different man altogether. Ajora was no child of the gods. He was a mere mortal, no more divine than you or I. He was a revolutionary who fought to realize his own ambitions. He was no lover of peace, no hero who would sacrifice himself for the good of humanity. Germanic wrote of him. As the founder of a new religion with a rising number of followers, Ajora was seen as no more than a nuisance to the empire. But Ajora was apparently more than just a religious founder. He was a saboteur who infiltrated enemy states to collect information and sow disorder. Okay? He's a rebel. Ajora was a spy, dispatched to the Holy Eudorian Empire by a rival state. Oh, okay, he's not just a rebel, he's a... What do you call that? I feel that there's a word for it. Like saboteur or something, obviously, but like... Something, there's a word for it. But somebody, hired by somebody else to pretend to be just like, just innocent, a rebel or whatever. Or innocent protester, but actually... They have ulterior motives. Anyway. Whatever he claimed to be, it was fact that the Empire began to fear this upstart's growing influence. Germanic was employed to collect evidence to allow the Empire to arrest Ajora as a spy. The 13th disciple was in reality no more than the Empire's instrument in play to uncover Ajora's true intentions. It's like spy versus spy. So many spies. It seems that Ajora indeed attempted to resemble the Zodiac Braves. Germanic confirmed in his writings that Ajora was even discovered some of the stones. But what was his purpose in seeking them? I do not know if the young king of Limberry actually summoned a demon. At the very least, I failed to encounter even a single line within the scriptures that records the event. Yet catastrophe did indeed befall Malun at the time of Ajora's death. According to the scriptures, the bulk of the city sank into the sea. The footnotes provided further enlightenment. They expressed a different view. No doubt the personal opinion of Elder Simon. Although many spoke of their existence, none had ever set eyes upon these scriptures of Germanic. Some might say they are fraudulent, written with the sole purpose of discrediting Saint Ajora, but I know this tome to be authentic. When I served as an inquisitor for the church, many others in the Holy Office feared the existence of this work, and the same is no doubt true for the High Confessor. They are all fearful of these writings, for everything contained within them is fact. After Saint Ajora's death, the church, which had capitalized on his considerable influence to seize power for itself, had only one task: to conceal his true nature as a human being. This one fact has to be erased from the annals of history. They needed to ensure that Saint Ajora be remembered as a child of the gods. Their use of the Zodiac Braves, a legend believed throughout Ivalice, was a stroke of genius. It was a simple feat to convince the people that Saint Ajora had led the Zodiac Braves to defeat a demon that never existed. I realize now that I lost my faith the moment I began to read the scriptures. My faith value went all the way to 0. Yet I feel no sorrow. Thinking back, I now know that my desire to know the truth was stronger than my faith had ever been. But I have committed one great sin. I failed to condemn the church for lying to our flock all these years. And why? I knew that I were to share this book with the world, my precious library would be taken from me. And to me there could be no pain greater, for this library is the only means of slaking my endless thirst for knowledge. My curiosity eclipsed my will to do what was right. Elder Simon wrote that Saint Ajora's demon never existed, but I have seen the dark power of the Zodiac Stones with my own eyes, you know? We actually did, though. There is an evil presence at work, something much more sinister than even the High Confessor and his twisted plots. Alright, there you go. A little, like, some lore. Some, like, visual novel-esque lore, I guess. But no, well, not much visuals, though. It's just a novel. It's just a novel, that's it. Anyway. So I just want to do that real quick before we continue, because it seemed interesting, you know. It seems like something we should know, basically. I mean, it's kind of obvious at this point, so I don't think it says anything too surprising. But basically, yeah, the whole legend about the Zodiac Braves, as it turns out, it's all a lie. What really happened was that it was actually all just political, you know. What do you call it? Oh, we call it like political espionage or something like that, right? It was all like propaganda, and the church is covering it up. What are they covering up? I don't know. Anyway, for now though, after we read the scriptures, let's go to the Yu-Gi Wood. The Yu-Gi-Oh Wood. We just save though. I don't know if it matters. The only thing I did was read a book, but save anyway. Let's go. Whee. And let's see, off screen. I didn't do much off screen. Just kind of went around. Like I picked up, you know, the kids from school, basically, or you know, the generics we hired from the beginning, anyway. Because again, I wanted to make sure they didn't glitch out. But yeah, just have party members. Nina's a samurai, by the way, which I think I did last time. Nothing too new, I guess. Well, the one notable thing is that I did learn the ability with Nina, which is a really good one for the samurai class. It's really good because it can block a lot of physical attacks. It used to be called like Blade Grasp, I think, in the original, but now it's called like Shira Hadori or something. I don't know. It's like Japanese, even though this is a Japanese game. It just got translated. It just didn't translate that, I guess. Anyway. Those who fell in the 50 Years of War still linger in this wood. You will find no release here. Return with your remorse to the land of the dead. Floating time mages. I guess they're undead too? Alright. So we have to exorcise some ghosts, you know? There's something... What's the... For some reason I forgot the theme song, but you know, there's something weird. Or something weird, or something wrong. Or something. Anyway. Something weird in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Well, it's gonna be a little annoying. So remember these ghosts. I think the mechanic is that, I don't know if I mentioned before, but I remember the mechanic was like, I said before how like the undead, they always revive. Normally, you know, when you kill someone, they turn to crystal after 3 turns. These ones, they do revive and everything. But I believe it's like a chance to revive, you know? They don't always revive, it's just sometimes. Well, now I wonder if the ones that are floating, do they revive or something, you know? These are like special enemies of innate, like, undead, floating powers, I guess. Let me just look at their stuff. I didn't say anything special necessarily about why they're floating, you know, but I guess the idea is that they're ghosts and everything. What does a Japa Mala do again? Boosts a bunch of stuff. They're immune to a bunch of stuff as well. Yeah. Nothing really new. Nothing like, you know, equipment that makes him super strong or anything. That black mage might be, you know, scary though. They do a lot of damage. Who knows? Anyway, let's see here. One thing I did notice though, if I use, I remember if I use a blood sword against an undead, it actually does damage to Ramza and just heals them. I wonder if it is the same for these ones. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I said before I pressed the button. Well, obviously that happens. Oops. So Ramza's kind of useless right now. He can't attack anybody. Let's see here. If I do that though. I would just attack the mage. Alright. What does he have about? Yeah, oh, I put steel. Oh yeah, I forgot. I changed it to steel real quick because I want to like see if you can steal some items from the random battles. As it turns out though, not much to steal though, however. No, not yet anyway. Do a little jumping, why not? Jump. Jump you? Sure. Just one shot you. Don't worry about it. It's easy, just one shot. Over here. Or maybe not. What is that black mage doing? I think they're targeting her, so maybe go over here instead. Not much to do. I could do a shockwave. Yeah. A block, damn it. I don't think it does a lot of damage though, because martial arts is based, I believe it's based on fists, but you're not using fists right now, obviously. I'm using it anyway because it has a lot of good stuff. What am I trying to say? Good skills, rather, that doesn't need to use any of the fist damage, I guess. Oh hey, Dream Intern, what's up? And just play a little Final Fantasy Tactics. Also, what am I doing? Oh, I also got this skill. What happens if I do this? Confuse. Confuse is funny, you know, they just do random things after they get confused. It's really bad when my characters get confused, because they start using my items randomly to heal the enemy. Get confused, please. Yeah, now you're gonna do random things. Now, Blizzaga. That's what it was about. I remember actually. I remember saying like the 3 stages of magic in Final Fantasy. I was saying like Ice, Ice-Ra, Ice-Ga. No, it's Blizzard. It's Blizzard, Blizzard-Ra, and Blizzard-Ga. Those are the names. You would think it's Ice, but probably that's a different game. Because there's Fire as well. There's Fire, which is just called Fire. Fire-Ra and Fire-Ga. And there's also what? What is the one? Thunder, I think? Thunder, Thunder-Ra, Thunder-Ga. Which is wrong, by the way. It's lightning, not thunder. Thunder is a sound. Lightning's the actual bolt. So imagine my surprise when actually Ice is actually Blizzard. And it's obvious, you know, you played any Final Fantasy game. It's just, you know, you mix it up because a lot of games have different rules for different spells. At least the way they name stuff. Alright, well... okay, I gotta heal, like, Ramza. Somehow? I can't heal him normally right now, though. Get Geomancy. Turn to stone! Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna turn to stone. Oh yeah? Well, I'm just gonna walk up to you. So at least if you, you know, if you hurt me, I'll hurt you instead. Alright, over here. Holy Sword? Well, I don't know what does most damage. This is like, just to double check. This is 105. Obviously the ones that do more damage if it's like hit one thing. Hollow Bolt does what? 59? 119? Okay, well, I think it does the I think, well, because either Hollow Strike and Judgment Blade have the same kind of AoE to it. Double check. That does 90. So I'm just wondering what is better. So I think, yeah, Hollow Bow is always better, at least for damage anyway. Unless you want the secondary effect to hit them, maybe. There's stop. This one's stop, and this one is silence. Anyway, do that real quick. Whee! Dead. Good. Agris is very powerful, by the way, as it turns out. He's confused. I don't have to worry about him. Let's just attack real quick. Yeah. Okay. And you, Nina, will attack this mage. And you will, I don't know actually. What can you do? You can't do much, really. Okay, where is what is Rafa casting, by the way? Because I believe she has a skill where she hits random tiles, right? So I don't know where she's casting that. Hopefully not in my direction, because that would not be great. Not really a high chance to hit that. Chance in general. I can't really do damage is the thing, you know, because especially the only damaging skill mystics have is invigoration, but if you use it on an undead, it doesn't really work as far as I know. How about this? How about disbelief? Disbelief makes your faith go to 0, I think. It's like a stats effect. I thought it was like a ow. Ow. Okay, good. You just hit my own party member twice. Good for you. But I thought the Mystic had the spells to like lower faith or something, lower increased faith, but actually they're just stats effects. They don't actually raise your values permanently. They just temporarily give you a stats effect, whether to like make your ability, make your faith like 0 or like 100, I guess. Yeah, I'm slow. Help. Make him disbelief. Turn him into an atheist. Oh, I missed. Oh well, it didn't work. yeah, this is what I remember about the Mystic. It's like the Mystic always has a lot of these cool spells, but they sometimes just don't work. Half the time, literally half the time, they just don't work. So like it sucks, especially because if you miss, you don't get experience as well. So. It's funny they're floating. That's like a status you can have. You can float, I guess. It doesn't do much right now though for them. I imagine it's very useful depending on the map, but slow jaw. That's even more slow. Ah, super slow. You know. Everyone was so slow now. Stop it. Stop it. Just go. Just die. Just hit you in the face. Ow. Okay, Ramza's dead. It's not great. Can I reach him from here? I'm not sure if I can. Were you aiming that towards? What did Slowja do? It just slows, right? It seems. Maybe it's like a super slow. As far as I know, because why would they be looking at such a fancy animation for it, you know? This might be bad because, especially because why did Rafa hit me twice? My God. Right, you're still confused, right? So just like nothing, please. No? Drain touch. There's nothing. Good. You should really like group up because we need to like revive Ramza. Does I don't think kind of sucks because I don't think Ramza has or rather Agrius doesn't have like a way to heal Ramza or revive him. Only Nina has, and maybe Hio has a like item she can use. Can you shockwave, by the way? Just do that real quick. Yeah. Blocked. Why does it keep blocking? I'm gonna confuse you. Or have a chance to confuse you. It probably won't work. Ow. The characters are all like spread out, which is not great. We'll get rid of you. You're dead. Now, I don't think we're gonna lose. It depends if anyone revives, though. Any of the undead revive or whatever. If that's the case, probably. Tables might turn really easily. Drain touch. Why does it keep doing that? What does that even mean? Is he draining like MP? I guess Rafa doesn't have any MP at all. It doesn't matter. Let's see here. I mean, I guess just finish them off. I guess I don't need to revive Ramza, but just in case though. Probably next turn I will. In case one of these undead creatures revive or something. You're in the way. You know, I can't get past. Fine, I'll just murder you. Hiya. Dead. Making sure I'm not blocking anything. Might as well grab that, I guess. Ether. I fight for my friends. Things down. Because obviously I lose the mission if Ramza literally turns into a crystal. So make sure he doesn't like disappear. Hey, what's up, Hatina Yuri? Thanks for the raid. And also hello, Orange. What's up? Just like I said, I'll finish this thing off, even though it's just confused. It's just a confused ghost. That's all it is. But we have to destroy them. So I think attacking it, I guess attacking it did actually remove the confused status, which is not great because the Ram's probably gonna die again. Come on, miss. Okay, good. Alright, just gonna finish that guy off. Please. Just go. Would not be bad. Just ran battle. Revolving ghosts, I guess. Can you jump from here? Nope. Wait then. Just go. Go. Just oh, might as well heal, I guess. Just in case. Just in case any of these enemies revive, because they're undead. They're like a zombie, you know? Like zombies. I'm good. Hatena Yuri. What's prompt and build rate, by the way? Were you playing Final Fantasy Tactics or something? I assume so. Usually if I ever get a raid from another streamer or something, it's usually because they're playing the same game. They happen to be playing the same game or something. I gotta be honest, I don't really do raids, but you know, I appreciate it though. Oh, I can't attack, by the way. Oh, I was about to attack that zombie, but I can't, because that would just kill me. But, oh, you were just playing Genshin Impact? Okay, it was just spur of the moment. I'm just playing, you know, just playing a little Final Fantasy Tactics, because, I just wanted to do a playthrough. I've been doing it for last few streams, I guess. Here and there. Because I just feel nostalgic about it, you know? Like, I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, but basically, yeah, I'm just playing just a very casual playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics. I remember the game being very good and everything. And so I just want to, like, replay it, you know? I've been thinking of replaying for a while, and now I'm doing it. Isn't that amazing? Well, let's put some distance between us and this haunted wood. We're just leaving. We're just leaving this accursed place. That's all. So I'm doing. Well, speaking of Genshin Impact, though, I guess, you know, I do stream Genshin Impact sometimes, but most recently anyway, not much to do, you know, so I'm just waiting for like a new content, and then maybe I'll stream a little bit of it. But even then, it was really casual, really. I mean, just in general, I guess my streams are casual, but especially for Genshin Impact, that's kind of, you know, I only streamed it because it looked interesting, you know, and then once there's no more story to do, you know, there's not much to do in Genshin Impact except grind. That's when I'm like, you know, I'm not really gonna stream that. There's not much to do. Just log in for like 10 minutes, do your dailies, and then leave. Until there's new story content, which is, I guess the next one will be 1.3. Was it 1.3 or something? 1.4, 1.3. It was the new like event involving Shao or something. Then maybe I'll do a little bit of Genshin Impact. Even that's gonna be occasional. I don't know how, again, I said before in the very beginning when I play Genshin Impact, I don't know how long I'll stick to it. Only because, it's so new in development, and like, it's like another gacha game that like takes a lot of your time, you know, because they kind of like encourage you to log in every day. It's like, I could just be doing something else, though, with my time instead of grinding for artifacts. Anyway. Well, let's see here. Grand Duke Barrington. A warmest welcome to you both. I do hope you found my halls your pleasure. They may lack the grandeur of Lazelia's, but I find they make up for it in other ways. Castles built as seats of governance are so dreadfully plain. Would you not agree? There is such greater beauty in a fortress built for war. Ivalice herself would seem to be in agreement. Ever has she been ruled by men with power? Some might have taken this latest upheaval as a sign that the crown in its austere seat has lost the strength to keep her under reign. Your summons spoke of matters more pressing than the style of Lazelia's keep. Must everyone be in such haste? Fine, we'll do our like evil thing now. Evil scheming. Very well. I shall ask you outright. Will you not join your strength with mine? I'm afraid your meaning escapes me, your grace. As I said a moment ago, it is power that rules Ivalice. Who do you think now holds power? Duke Lorg in the Order of the Northern Sky? Duke Altana mayhap with the Southern Sky sword as beck and call? No, I can assure you it's not they. The ones who hold true power are the ones who hold the Zodiac Stones, the Knights Templar. You think us the greatest power in Ivalice? The stones are said to possess phenomenal magic. If legend is to be believed, they were responsible for the cataclysm that laid waste to Milan in bygone days. Oh, forgive me, I forget myself. It's just, I would never expect a man like yourself to believe in such utter fantasy. You mean to tell me that you do not? Curious, I heard that the Cardinal's death was somehow connected to the stones. Truly, as I had it, the Cardinal had taken ill. Is that so? But I ask then the reason you seek that young Beoulve. I can only imagine that what he must have done to earn the label of heretic. The Inquisitors do not share with us the reasons for their decisions. So you know nothing at all. How terribly inconvenient. Or rather convenient. Not inconvenient, actually it's convenient. Still, I wonder if there could be some detail you're simply forgetting. Barak. Okay, so this, Lord Barrington, by the way, is like the guy that told us to come to his castle, you know, to give the scriptures. We learn about the truth about the Zodiac Braves, I guess, as well. Father, forgive me. The meaning becomes clearer. I've taken Scorpio and Taurus for safekeeping. You worthless fool of a son. A lot of slapping in this game. Pardon my intrusion, Your Grace, but your long-awaited guests are at our gate. Morak, would you kindly see to them? So there's something going on with the church, I guess. The church and this guy, Lord Barrington. So he isn't working for either Duke Larg or Duke Galtana. He's just his own, you know, person, I guess. What is it you wish, Barrington? Cooperation. I said as much a few moments ago. It will be mutually beneficial arrangement, I assure you. And if we were to refuse, then I suppose I'll be forced to unmask the church's plot for what it is. Stones alone prove not. In that you are correct, sir. But it'll be hard to say the same of the scriptures of Germanic. I dare contend they might generate something more of a stir. Duke Larg, Duke Galtana, even the councils like to raise an eye at those. Where are they? Oh, who could say? You of all people must have known how easily such details can elude the mind's grasp. Wiregraph, see the mage who left a moment ago. I shall attend to matters here. Do not think to threaten me. This is a battle you cannot hope to win. No, it is one we cannot hope to lose. Who is there to oppose us save you feeble-bodied humans? Father? Uh-oh. You misjudged the strength of your enemy, Grand Duke Barrington. There'd be no sport in killing you. You would raise arms against your host under his own roof. The hospitality of your hall grows cold. I fear I shall have to take my leave, once I've shown you the power of the stones. Ah, okay. Fade to black. And then they all die. Good. Hatana Yori, you never played any of the Final Fantasies? That's interesting, because for me as well, I've never actually played most of the Final Fantasies. Ironically, you know, this is like a weird... I feel like this is a weird hipster opinion, but I actually like this Final Fantasy better than all the others, but only because I played this one, I guess. Obviously, the more like popular ones would be, I guess, Final Fantasy 7, you know, 8, 9, 10, I guess, I feel like are pretty popular. I always hear about them anyway. Or at least, well, maybe not 8. I always hear about 10. Like 7, 10, you know, it's kind of keeping in my mind though. It's funny though, I mean, it's obvious to anyone who's ever played a Final Fantasy game, I guess, but Final Fantasy is never Final Fantasy. You know, it's never actually the Final Fantasy. It's also weird because, well, a lot of the early ones as well, because, you know, obviously they had like weird localization where like a lot of them didn't actually come to the West, I guess. And like a few of them are like mixed up or whatever. Because I can't remember what it was. Okay, the first one was localized, but the second one wasn't, and the third one was, and the fourth one wasn't, and the fifth one was, or something. I don't know, it was weird. When it like came to the West, it got translated and everything. Like the order of the Final Fantasies was weird. So the early ones are not super popular only because of that. But otherwise though, I imagine 7 would be probably popular. What was 6? I can't remember what 6 was. 6 was 2D, right? Can't remember. I know 7. Obviously 7. 7 is like super popular. You know, even like, you know, Sephiroth was in Smash. You imagine how popular that is. Sephiroth in Cloud, or in Smash Brothers. So it's probably a very popular franchise. Also got a remake as well, really recently. Oh yeah, there's MMOs as well. Oh yeah, there's MMOs. There's like, I think there was 2 MMOs, right? There's like the newest one. There's like the older one as well that got like discontinued, I think. It's like very confusing, you know. Final Fantasy is never actually Final Fantasy. There's a bunch of spin-offs as well. But I think the lore, I mean, I imagine, I'm probably making this up, but I have no idea really. But I imagine the why they called it Final Fantasy was because the very first one was meant to be the Final Fantasy. It was meant to be their final game, but then they got popular, right? The developers, like Square at the time, you know, got very popular, you know. And they're like, oh, actually, it saved our company. Let's make more. And then they made more. They made like a bajillion of them now. Anyway. But they all like, you know, they usually have nothing to do with each other, is the thing. So all the stories are not really, you don't have to play them in chronological order, as far as I know. They're all mostly just their own thing. Kind of like Legend of Zelda, you know? They have like maybe the same like themes, I guess, and the same like references to like certain items and like spells and all that, but otherwise the stories are all different. So in particular, this game as well, it has nothing to do with all the other Final Fantasy, except maybe the land, you know, the land of Ivalice, I guess, has some sort of thing where it's like somewhat connected to other games, but not really. Anyway. Please, Marek, heed my words. We can leave this place together. Death is the price for disloyalty. You know this as well as I. The Grand Duke sees all debts paid in kind. Turncloaks are set upon by their once friends, hunted relentlessly until the end. To flee this day is to live your rest in fear, ever wondering when the knife will find its mark. Such is not a life I choose to lead. If we but finish this one last task, Grim, the Grand Duke will release us both from his service. He swore as much to me. Swore it on what? His honor? Not tell me you believed him. The man's words are honeyed poison. I certainly deal with a devil. They make no such effort to conceal their lies. The Grand Duke would not lie to me. We need only kill that man and take the scriptures from his corpse. Then our chains are cut. Alright. It's funny though, I believe the Duke is dead. You know, he died though? He's dead though. He's one of the, I guess, the Knights Templar. They use the stone and transform to a monster off screen, I would guess. Because that's usually what happens when you use the stone, it seems. And he's probably dead. But I guess he doesn't know that. We have to put him down. Alright, so that's 100 damage? Don't get so close. Why is Rafa so close? Well, not that matters. She's just a guest character, so it doesn't matter if she lives or dies. Yeah, 11 and 14 was the MMOs. I remember. I never played the latest Final Fantasy MMO, but just in general though, I don't really play MMOs. Because I feel like, well, I get my MMO fix from playing a gacha game. You know, that's basically what an MMO is. It's just a gacha game. Or rather, well, other way around, I guess. You know, it's like a gacha game is kind of like an MMO, really. At least for like all the grinding and all that. You know, it's basically that. You zone out and just level up your characters and all that. Basically that. Anyway. Well, what have you done with Alma? You fear the life of your sweet sister, Ramza. I know where the scriptures of Griminic, and you both may yet live. His words are false, Ramza. Do not be taken by them. He will tell you whatever you wish to hear and kill you both when he has what he desires. You know, just like any villain. Surrender the scriptures and you forfeit your own leverage. So as long as you hold that book, your sister's life is guaranteed. Orange 15 is your favorite, even though you never played it. Just the concept of bros on a road trip. Oh yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, 15 was basically just a bunch of B-shonens, you know, just hanging out, killing monsters. I believe it's the same because I remember actually because I did play Kingdom Hearts. You know, it's not really Final Fantasy, but Kingdom Hearts is kind of like made by the same developers in collaboration with Disney, I guess. I feel like a lot of people played it. I kind of just randomly, I remember actually, I found like a copy of like Kingdom Hearts 2, like at a store, and it was like, oh, that looks interesting. There's Mickey Mouse on the cover. Might as well buy it, I guess. That's what happened, and then I bought it, and then I actually kind of like it. Looking back though, it's pretty silly, but at the time anyway, Kingdom Hearts was my favorite series. But I remember though, Final Fantasy 15 had very similar combat. You know, that's very similar to Kingdom Hearts, where it's like real time, you know, real time action RPG. Most of the Final Fantasy before that, though, was usually like turn-based stuff, right? Turn-based RPGs. But I remember, I don't know, maybe 15 was not the first one to do it, but 15 was definitely the one to make it the most flashy anyway. I remember like it was more, became more like Kingdom Hearts. Anyway. Twice fought and twice defeated. I'm no match for this one. Okay, that was easy. Just smack him once, he's gone. You cannot run from me, Marak. Ah, run away. Alright. Is that okay? That's it. Okay, they're gonna go have their own sibling spat. We have to deal with these fools. I mean, all right, just kill them, I guess. Just murder them all. Let's see. Use Divine Real Nation, probably. Yeah. You get a different fix of MMOs than gachas. You like the old school MMOs? Gacha has a different feel because MMOs you interact with people. Yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing. I mean, I guess yeah. I always say it, but gacha games are kind of like pocket MMOs, you know. I guess the whole interaction thing is different. But to me, I guess a lot of like basically almost half of the aspects of MMOs are kind of basically contained in gacha games. I feel like anyway. Also, I guess regroup my party members. Also, I'm thirsty. I need to drink some more water. Alright, I don't know, my throat is very scratchy today. But yeah, gacha games, I feel like kind of like MMOs, you know, level up characters, you like do a lot of grinding. Like, they have the same tactic, right? Like, at least for the gacha games I play. Definitely other ones, especially Western ones, are more exploitive, I feel like, but they do this thing where they drip feed you, you know, dopamine bit by bit, you know, and everything. Like, I'm totally aware of that. And if you don't like that kind of gameplay, sometimes I don't, to be honest. But definitely, I feel like the MMOs I played are kind of like that, where you spend all day, because, you know, my first MMO, I remember maybe about the first one, I can't remember which one's the first one. I remember I played Maple Story or RuneScape, either one of those. I remember just spending all day just grinding like my character or like getting items or whatever, leveling up my wood cutting to level 99 or something, you know? I don't know, that's how I played MMOs anyway. Because I feel like, I mean, what made MMOs, I think, really cool, the concept of MMOs really cool, is the fact that it's massive, right? It's like a big virtual world. It's like real life, except it's a video game or whatever, you know? Sword Art Online or something, or really .hack. But not really, I feel like, you know? In practice, MMOs kind of just became these little, like, what I think, like, just grind sessions, really, you know? I don't know. At least for me, anyway. That's how I feel about them, anyway. Because I never really, I don't know, maybe I'm just a big introvert. But I never actually liked, like, big guilds and all that. There's too much pressure. Too much pressure to be in, like, a guild and stuff. Too much work. You know, it feels like work. You gotta, like, organize a raid and all that, and, like, you gotta be there at a certain time, you know? You gotta schedule your time for, like, a certain thing. It doesn't sound fun to me. So what I did, I just solo grind everything. That's how I played MMOs, anyway. But that's why gacha games kind of replaced that for me, so I don't really play MMOs. I mean, just in general, MMOs are like just a big time sink as well. It like takes so long to do anything. When obviously when I was a kid, you know, you could just spend a million years playing a video game, but not so much these days. So that's why I never play any more MMOs. Because if I play one MMO, that's it. I only have time to play that one MMO, and I don't want to do that. I want to spend time actually playing different games. Is the idea anyway? Yeah, just farming simulators. Which is fun actually. You know, I don't know. It depends. Depends on what mood I'm in, really. But sometimes I do kind of just want to zone out and just like click on stuff, you know, all day. Kind of like a cookie clicker, I guess. You know, those cookie clicker idle games, sort of. I haven't actually played much of those, but the concept I understand. It's like you just want to watch numbers go up. That's all you want to do. Just watch numbers go up. Makes you feel like you're accomplishing something, you know? It's just like nice and relaxing. Do a little jump. They jump on you. Jump on you. Ha! Wee! Up so high. Get rid of those archers, by the way. Kind of annoying. Ow. Oh hey, what's up, Boulder? Boulder 1869. Are you actually born in 1869? Because that would be a long time ago. I imagine. It was just random numbers. I imagine it's just random numbers. Because sometimes, well, that's, I remember actually. I mean, I don't know if people still do it these days, I guess, but I remember in like old forums. Remember back in the day, back in my day, people often like put the like their birth date after their username, whatever. That's often what they would do. I remember I had like a different. I don't remember my. I mean, I probably used my real name probably when I was like a lot younger. I just like used my real name and then added like a number, but like, it wasn't really my birth like date or anything. I personally just added random numbers because I just like the numbers. But obviously, I don't have that username anymore. Probably not a good idea to dox yourself, you know. So I'm very paranoid actually these days about like having my personal information out there. Rather not. Idle games are another thing, Hatana. You once played like 10 idle games at once? That's a lot. Though I guess, well, I mean most of them are AFK, right? You just kind of AFK the whole time, so I guess it doesn't seem that much. 10 at once? That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm trying to think like, because again, I never really play like an idle game all that much. There's one idle game that's interesting actually. Was it the paperclip one? There's the paperclip one. That's pretty interesting. But otherwise though, I never really play any idle games. So I'm trying to remember. Was there like a game that I kind of put AFK actually? I remember there's probably like one game. I can't remember what it was exactly. It's so vague in my head. Such a vague memory. But like I remember playing a video game that that I did put in the background, you know, the whole time, kind of like an idle game. For whatever reason, I just kept it in the background because it was like doing something like automatically or something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but probably what I did. Back when it was cool to be old. What is it? Is it cool? Is it ever cool to be old? I don't know. I don't know if it's ever cool to be old. You're glad you skipped the real name stage and went straight to edgy names. Yes. Edgy names. XXX Dark Lord 55 XXX. Why do people add XXX, by the way? That's always a thing, isn't it? There's also another thing that people put in their usernames. They put XXX at the beginning and end of their usernames. I don't know why. Maybe it's because maybe the name is taken, you know? So they add the XXX. Make it so that they can use it or something? I don't know. That's what I assume. Why they add the XXXs. So it's always. I feel like it's always mentioned, and people have seen it before. Like, you know, XXX. Why? I don't know. My name, you know, my name right now, my username right now, SighingSlider, also kind of doesn't make any sense. It's like a weird reference to like an anime, but like it doesn't make any sense at all, really. But I kept it. I mean, I was thinking like changing because I had this name. I had the username even before like I even started like making YouTube videos or whatever. But like I'm too attached to it, so that's why I kept it. Probably a better idea if I changed it. But then again, you know, a lot of my favorite YouTubers and Twitch streamers also just have weird names anyway. You know, they just have weird names. Like if I really would give, ideally you would be very optimal. You would have like a better username that's like very appealing to a lot of people. Also, she turned into a toad. How do can I fix that? I don't know if I can fix that. Hopefully it's not permanent. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, I kind of just kept my name only because I don't know, I just use it for so long, now I just want to keep it. So it doesn't matter. Because does the name really matter that much, you know, at the end of the day? Because the biggest, I remember the one person one time called me like a multiplayer game that kind of annoyed me was that the SighingSlider, they think it's like a depressed sandwich, you know? That's not it at all. It's not a depressed sandwich. It's not where it comes from. Anyway. There you go, that's the end of the mission. Oh no, that's not actually, one more actually. Oops. Yeah, exactly. It's like a sandwich. It's not a sandwich. I didn't even know a slider was a sandwich. It's a reference to Haruhi Suzumiya, which is also like a double reference to like a TV show called Sliders about traveling to different dimensions and everything. I never actually watched a TV show, which is funny. It's weird that I have a reference to that TV show, even though I never watched it. But like, it's because in the show, in the anime show Haruhi Suzumiya, you know Yutsu, or the melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya, they make a reference to the show Sliders in I believe the first episode, and that's why I have it, you know, as like a thing. Also, what happens if I attack? Hiya! Lick. Okay. Yeah, that's why I have it as a reference. It's really like a reference within the reference, I guess. And the sighing part is because I don't know. I feel like I have to explain it every time. It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. But like, it's a theory that one of the characters in the show, you know, it's like he seems like a normal human. He's like the main character, but like actually maybe there's a theory is actually like there's something special about him. So the theory is that he's a slider. You know, he's like can travel through dimensions or something. Because everyone else is like special in that anime or whatever. But that's where the name comes from. It's a reference to Kiln, actually. But like, I don't know. It's like it doesn't make any sense anyway. And it's kind of went beyond Kiln anyway. I don't really think of Kiln anymore when I think of my name, you know, my username. Kind of like my own thing now. I don't know. I just think of me now when I think of my username. I don't really think of Kiln. Anyway, I usually change your names every couple of years. And Suzumiya is such a good show. A lot of people say bad stuff about it, but it's still good. Yeah, I mean, well, I remember because I watched the original anime. It was weird. I mean, just in general, it was weird because the release order, the first season was all like, you know, mixed up and everything. But it was very popular actually when it came out. It was just that the Endless 8 arc, you know, I believe the second season, whatever, was like really weird and people didn't like it because it had weird pacing. But I like it. I still like it because I remember reading the original light novel, which was way better. I feel like, you know, the way it represented the whole time loop thing. Anyway, because that's what it was. You know, that's the thing about, if you didn't know, Haruhi Suzumiya in the second season, most of it anyway, when they did the Endless 8 arc, it was like a time loop, like Groundhog Day thing. But what they did, they literally did every time loop the exact same way. They showed it every time, you know. They, instead of like skipping to the part where, oh, you know, and this thing happens and that thing happens, just like in the movie, whatever, Groundhog Day, they showed every single time there was a time loop, or at least, now not literally every single time because that'd be way too much, but like almost every single time they did it over and over and over again to like hammer in the point, the theme about like repeating the same, you know, day over and over again, right? That's the idea. But of course, you know, a little bit too much because people found it really boring because it's literally the same story over and over again, right? I don't know. In a way, it's not enjoyable as like an anime by itself, but it is interesting as an idea, I feel like. Anyway. But we killed everyone, and also this guy is crawling out the door. Claws and fangs. God have mercy. Ugh. But I assume he dies. Pray let them be safe. Alma and Rafa too. But yeah, I like the only because the Endless 8 arc didn't surprise me, only because I read the light novel beforehand, you know. And I believe the light novel, because for the longest time I believe the light novel was also discontinued. But I think it's coming back, or like it was announced to come back. I don't know if we did though. I don't know, no idea. But yeah, I was a big fan of Haruhi Suzumiya. Because after like watching the first season, I just went and just found the light novels and just read them all. At least most of them. at the time anyway. I'm probably not caught up though. Probably I didn't read like the latest one, I guess. But I remember it was like discontinued and maybe come back. I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, Ramza. Here's Ramza's sister, stuck in the dungeons. What's happening? I love dying. Wah. Those wounds are terrible. What did this to you? A beast with... Oh gods, my limbs grow cold. Be strong, sir. Be gone from here, my lady. There's only death here.